there. Not sure what they're going to do. Of course, we can run support Tides these days. We can run support Visages. So Faith Beyond just going on the old standard reliable, because they didn't really go for necessarily the best Tide counters, right? Which has, of course, been a big theme throughout the drafting as we've moved forward throughout TI.
Yeah, that's something that's kind of interesting, because in a lot of ways it feels like the damage that gets done in the biggest way by Tide is in sometimes that laning stage with the minus armor, Gush, just running people down. So instead opting to go back over to the other side there and opting to try and beat him out in that phase of the game instead. So Kingslayer and DM, because they sent the Earthshaker up top with Kingslayer.
Yeah, of course, you're seeing in the tri view there, just like, but where's the Luna? But Ame, hello, he's making his way down in that bottom lane. Now will show up here, so nothing wrong with getting a little bit of extra gold and XP on a Visage, that's for sure. But Luna wants to get in there right about now, so gives the taunt, roars that ferocious roar, and gets Y out of the way.
Absolutely, and you're seeing right here. Yeah, this is obviously part of the reason that you're taking this Visage in support role. Still does a ton of damage out there with the nukes, the soul assumptions, the grave chills. It's all good.
Yes, to use a Suns fan line of, you know, the old man and where am I? Visage, of course, renowned for its old strength in the tri lanes as a support. Something that you know, AUI here joining us as panelists used to do this quite a bit, and you're gaining all this damage for your soul assumption to put it back in the enemy supports. Won't save your courier, though.
Not even a little bit, and I think we'd be a little bit remiss if we weren't talking about already this mid lane here. 10-3 on the Kunkka versus the 4-1. Nothing to say, having a really good time here against GPK. You know, we watched a lot of the pubs in the lead up to TI as well, and these guys were battling out for that top spot in MMR, and GPK put on a really good performance, but, you know, it should be noted that this is a little bit of a rough one at the early goings, at least, getting doubled up.
Well, considering how we did just yesterday, you know, he also knows that things can be rough for an Ember, but they can also recover.
Absolutely.
So, no panic quite yet. And some voice lines being thrown out here from Save. Save again on this Bane. Something that also was mentioned by the panelists is a way that virtus.pro play the hero that's pretty unique to them. Getting that earlier farm and hoping to get into that Agonyms at some point, which is how ridiculously strong it can be.
Can be incredibly impactful as the rundown again. You take a look at this Bristleback, hasn't really been able to get any free time for his Bane to run up there and get some ancient stacks yet. That's something that might happen a little bit later on, but that's something to watch for sure. Something that can accelerate that Bristles farm quite quickly once we get to the later stages.
Yeah, meanwhile, of course, we didn't even discuss ZingQ here on the big old Dawn Breaker. Popped out really fast in the draft, something that Virtus.pro was, you know, kind of dabbling with a little. People were questioning that being there, and so LGD coming out with a little bit of a statement here to just grab it right away. And position 4 role has the Orb of Venom, has a stick, and you can kind of see how it would mesh with the Tide Hunter, much like those Weavers and Snapfires too, of just trying to be an offensive forward to follow up on the Gush.
Couple pulls going out, back and forth across those sides, back towards mid. Again, Ember catching up a little bit, but getting a good amount of pressure there with that Tidebringer cleave from Nothing to Say. And depending upon how it goes, we'll have to go back and maybe get the bounty rune. Up top lane, DM has also been getting a little bit of the better end of it by Faith Beyond, who's right now sitting 21-6 on this Tide Hunter. In the one-on-one-ish matchup, as both the supports are kind of bouncing around which ways.
Yeah, certainly an interesting one, right? You don't really see this all too often anymore, but it comes back to what you mentioned before in terms of like the Bristle being on that side of the map. When you're playing Dire, you sort of want to be near the Ancients, and you can control this area. You can contest the Luna a little bit. And, well, speaking of tri-lanes here, we have a very sneaky TP coming out here. Not spotted, I believe, by the Vision. ZingQ trying to get a wraparound play through the trees. They don't want to scare him off quite yet on Nightfall.
Yeah, and I mean, save is nearby, but again, if you're able to get that jump, there's a potential you could try and find some extra pressure. But Kingslayer also making the move down bottom.
Yes! He's back. Tri-lane versus tri-lane Visage. The crowd goes wild. They love it.
Well, they might need to be able to do some extra damage there as Nightfall slowed down for the moment, seeing if they can get a couple more hits the second round, but no! In fact, it's Y who falls, and also in the mid lane. Don't look now. It ends up being a nothing to say solo kill on to GPK, and they're still looking for more. XinQ in some trouble as, well, Kingslayer might have gone a bit too far there, gets punished by XinQ. Can they do anything else here? Save, right click, slow down. Nightfall trying to get XinQ, can't quite connect.
He's good.
Yeah, dodges away through the other side and has a salve going. Could maybe make another run at it.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Yeah, it's a Bane, my man. You're in a little bit of trouble now. Team gets up there with the Starbreaker, but they both end up falling at the last second. Just mayhem down bottom.
Two teams starting to get a bit of a feel for each other. There is a truce up top, of course, between Earthshaker and Ty. They're just hanging out, but that mid lane kill, now level 7 on nothing to say, while GPK still level 5. Got the punish on the getting 6 first, used the ulti for the kill. Ember unable to escape, and needs a friendly TP to the lane just to fill the bottle.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I mean, and again, Ember matchup as, well, nothing to say. He's just going to walk in again, going for the right click down, but with save there, that should be enough to stop the pressure. But yeah, normally you can like go for either a remnant away with the X combo or what have you. Not the case when you don't get 6 in time. As XinQ turned upon by GPK, Kingslayer there, gets in range for a little bit of minus intelligence as well. A hot start on this cold night. Impressive.
And now you guys start wondering, with Faith Beyond obviously getting off this great start on the Tidehunter, leading in the CS, moving towards this tower. What's the answer from virtus.pro? Like, do you try and stop the side? Because he's just going to keep going, and
yeah.
DM doesn't really have a lot to do. If you try and mess with them too much, you already see the rotation coming in from Y. You have an Ember, like GPK, he wants to try and get some punishes when he can, but he's a little busy catching up. He's hitting neutrals right now. I feel like DM's just going to get sent to the wolves here. They are bringing everyone on LGD.
Yeah, DM, you're the sacrificial one here as they move in and finish them off.
They know that there's not a counter move here from virtus.pro right now. Right, like XinQ's just sitting mid. He's going to grab a little bit of creeps on the wave here. Maybe they can get this kill, but there is a ward that's spotting this move from safe, so I highly doubt XinQ goes down. Right, yeah, respecting the vision. Yeah, he's good.
Keeping it cool.
Yeah, he knows exactly where save is sitting. So, of course, the best case scenario for a Tidehunter player, take that top tower, TP bottom, and hold the wave.
I mean, I think that this is one of those situations, too. Well, maybe they've been able to find him. I don't know if they can really do all that much. Boat goes out first, and in fact, if VP aren't careful, they might end up losing another one themselves. Y moves himself through the river. GPK gonna throw out the remnant back behind, but the rundown won't be enough to kill off that Ember there.
Yeah, X was coming back pretty soon there too, so.
Played it safe, he knew the limits.
He's got that timer, the internal clock that all Dota players have. Got to get that fuel going, and well, with Ty taking the bottom lane, Ame freer to farm up here, moving in towards these neutrals.
Radiant
and you love the team playing nearby, so he's stealing some of this farm that was lying in wait for GPK.
It's an invis that spawns bottom as everybody was stacking around that top rune spot, maybe looking for an opening there. But as you can see, another rotation up towards top to protect the Luna. But are they going to be able to get her out of there? The fissure block actually comes through. Obviously no 6 yet on save, and with that, they're not going to be able to connect for any type of a punish with these supports. They're kind of weird support duo, right? Like the Bane Silencer. It feels like they're both good individually, but just kind of cover each other.
Not standard like the Visage Dawnbreak.
Exactly, now you're reading me.
Yeah, I gotcha. I see what you're up to.
GPK, gonna get a little aggro there in the jungle. Luna turned upon, they move in again. Save trying to get in range, does have enough for one. Remnant's out and looking for more. Another sleight of fist, does GPK have it?
Force stacks.
Not Gravekeeper. Get it. Yeah, it's really good.
Keeping you up here. So 2-1-1 build even at level 4 will keep him up. He'll be just fine. GPK still wants to hang around and see if he gets a little bit greedy coming back here, or at least grab the next wave. Saying, you got to respect my positioning here on the map, but unfortunately for him, LGD are just going to go grab some of the runes from him, sneak one right out from underneath that Bristle, who is heading towards a pretty healthy Ancient stack here. With the Vanguard, this is a free-to-farm situation.
It's really interesting. Like, you're looking at the way that the map is laid out right now. They're wrapping around up on top a little bit on the Ame, seeing if they can go for the punish, but it's super interesting how aggressive virtus.pro can play, and they're still down 1,000 gold with that lead remaining about constant.
And look at this TP from nothing to say, trying to get aggressive here and get a catch. TP's just from the bottom outpost, hoping to find someone in their area. They have this ward. But he knows that an X play, pretty unlikely to work on GVK at this point. Sees there's a remnant down. Gonna have to force something out from him to try and get the catch.
And I mean, you're talking about, again, that like weird combo that they've got. Like, there's nothing to punish GPK right now. This is a completely free Ember game once you get through that laning phase. And like, who's gonna try and control this guy? You got a Starbreaker or something out there? There's nothing.
Now, I know what happens to Ember players. See, they see this kind of a game and they go, oh, there's no stuns. So they keep playing and they keep pushing and they go to that limit, and then suddenly there's, you know, a cleave you don't spot from a Tidebringer and a soul assumption, and you're dead.
That's true. We'll see if it ends up happening here. Obviously, a lot of nerves potential on the big stage. There is one really big stun if they want to use it, as Faith Beyond heads on in, but the Remnant away. That's going to keep him back.
That's the false sense of security, because your core can't be killed.
Exactly.
So you just follow him into battle, you know, and then he abandons you like that as a support. But trying to help get some kills for GPK, and sometimes that's going to cost save there on the aggressive Bane that he plays.
And obviously that extra space has opened up a little bit of room on the map for that Bristle to clear out those ancient stacks that you were mentioning. But at least for now, seeing virtus.pro be definitely the ones on the aggressive end of things, even if they're not necessarily leading into kills, they're sort of trying to control the pace of the game, it feels like.
Well, I think ever since they lost the top tower, they've really helped balance things back out. GBK is playing like this sort of that walling force you've heard about a few times on the panel today, where he's just saying, like, you know, you guys stay over here and look what he's getting on the other side. His Bristle's farming, and more importantly, perhaps, his Earthshaker is farming, right? DM wants to get in that Blink Dagger, going to be getting it just now. Treads, double gauntlet, and blink. Damn, going to be hitting pretty hard here. So expect the blink, expect a smoke, and they'll have the global silence, of course, to cover them there too. So now the question will be, until there's a dispel available for Faith Beyond, that this interaction between the global silence as well as the Kraken, right? You do not want to force that pop on Faith Beyond.
That can turn so deadly, and when you have any type of like sort of, you know, weird AoE damage that you sometimes get with the Ember, with the Bristle, whatever the case ends up being, things could start going south pretty quickly for you.
Yeah, got to be very careful with your echoes and your globals not to make a bad mistake there and free him from his shackles.
For me.
But GPK again moves on in, going to try and take away some of this triangle farm. Playing aggressive on the map, stealing a bounty rune away, and XinQ, all he can do is look at him. But you really don't have another option. Actually, if he's not careful, XinQ's dropping down to about half HP.
He's got 9 armor though. It's,
the birds are up.
Pretty tanky Dawnbreaker.
It's true.
Only at level 6, 1200.
Blink Dagger done.
And the smoke at the same time here from PSGLGD.
And DM gonna break right away. They walk forward. Oh, the X is there. Goes for the Fissure. Not gonna connect on to Nothing to Say. Beautiful. The Nightmare save though from Save. Not bad at all. And actually gonna get both of the birds taken down by VP.
They used global at the same time though, unfortunately. I don't think they had to. But, you know, double saves from the supports, and of course, you know, the one of the reasons why virtus.pro can make this Bane look good on position 4 is that save is so well timed with those nightmares, right?
Oh yeah.
There must be something in the virtus.pro org or something. I don't know who's got the cheat sheet, but Solo was the same way. You know, he always had the best nightmare saves on this squad.
Stun comes out now. Nightfall turning the back and now turning to burn a little bit if they can make it happen. At the very least, killing off that Helm of the Dominator creep.
Is under attack.
And going immediately into the Aghanim Scepter. So this was something that was incredibly popular for a while, and then like everybody lost their mind and hated seeing Bristleback all over the place, and then it got nerfed significantly, but still seeing some value for it in this game.
There was also Viper everywhere. We had like position 5 Vipers being like first phase banned sometimes, which then would result in like a Bristle ban. Some regions played it like way heavier than others for sure, but definitely respected as a strong hero. And of course, one of the best things was that we had the Ag Shard timing with the cheese back in the day, and that's what made it seem so strong. Now you're still going to get that Aegis. You're still going to get that Shard, and that means you're going to have that hairball on that second Roche.
Something that can be absolutely devastating if done in the proper way. We'll have to see how it goes. For now, LGD still hanging out and gonna get gripped for the moment. XinQ in a little bit of trouble. Nothing to Say moves in, wants to save his buddy, and in fact, the boat's gonna come out there. Quick catch for the kill, and GPK actually got pulled back in by that X. He remnanted it out at the wrong timing. Oh my god, and that's a huge pickoff.
That is absolutely massive. You can tell the way he's been playing, like doing an excellent job for sure, stealing a lot of this net worth away for some of these LGD heroes, trying to widen the gap there, but when you go down, it's very costly, and they're going to punish really fast into this tower. That armlet on the Kunkka, he's hitting hard into this thing, and then Y, of course, level 8 now. A very happy Visage player. Almost level 9.
Yeah, he has had a good one. And I mean, to be honest, both of the supports for LGD have, they're incredibly farmed right now.
We're level 6 on the 2 supports for Virtus.pro right now.
Exactly. Well, off to a hot start. There's a reason LGD is coming in as favorites and taking down this VP team at the early outset at the very least that's been looking so good. But this is the timing that Virtus.pro have been trying to play for at least a little bit. You've got the Aghanim Scepter done for the Bristle, got the Blink, smoke up, time to go.
So much pressure again here on another Blink play from DM. Global's there and ready. Their vision ahead of themselves, though, absolutely nothing. Oh, here we go, though.
Looking for an opening here.
Maybe they can draw a fight in here as they come to try and cover, nothing to say. But yeah, no one TPing quite yet.
There's a lot of heroes here. This is going to most likely be a dead nothing to say unless there's a lot of rotations, and actually bringing in one. Okay, an opportunity to turn around the Ravage to try and save. The Armor Toggle's going to keep nothing to say alive for the moment. Still taking some of that slow, steady burn down damage, but Virtus.pro not able to connect for the kill.
No, this is good. The conscious decision.
Can they go for any more afterwards? They're going to lose that Dawnbreaker. Still hanging out down bottom is Faith Beyond. He TP'd into this, so they go in for the save onto one and end up potentially losing another
here. Look at his teammates. Look how far back they are.
They're not coming in for this one anymore.
They're waiting.
Oh my goodness. So much emphasis placed there on keeping nothing to save alive.
So that was so much forward thinking from Virtus.pro. They're thinking in their heads about the stack of spells available in these engagements and what they have to do. I love the play of not popping the global, right? Yeah. The Tide comes in, you could have globaled there, then there's no Ravage, but he knew there's not going to be enough follow-up. No one's going to die from this Ravage. It's only going to delay. Sure, we don't get the one kill, but we get another kill afterwards, and so much pressure on this tower. And it's going to go down just from the creeps.
Bottom tower.
Wow, just like that, Virtus.pro, they hit that timing.
And of course, again, they get to hold global. They get to hold their echo, right? All because they didn't panic when that Ravage came out.
And you can see also now up to level 12 on the Earthshaker. So starting to get that level 2 ulti, some serious damage will be thrown out there by Virtus.pro if LGD offer a chance for a fight. Now, the panel talked a lot about these BKB timings. Got them pretty close here on the Luna. We're getting very close on the Kunkka. And then obviously Faith Beyond going back for that Aghanim Scepter. So this is going to be most likely the window where LGD need to delay for.
I'm seeing a theme in these later main stage games, huh? Where just BKB, second item for pretty much everyone. All the core players.
It's the way to be. But for now at least.
Bane stocks rising.
Virtus.pro.
Oh, is he in that ward down? I believe he is up top. Yeah, they actually see save. Not going to matter, though.
Yeah,
well, perhaps it will.
There. They go in, maybe, with the birds. DM getting slowed down here. Yeah, there's not really a play there. It's interesting. Like, do you think that Virtus.pro need to just keep the energy and momentum going? Like, there's still this window where they're very strong.
It's a very hard read for them right now because they want to wait for the BKBs. They don't want to get caught by like some BKB fight from the Luna because they can tell that Omni is obviously farming very fast. Didn't have to rush the Aghanim Scepter like Nightfall. So even though he's ahead in net worth, his BKB is of course going to be quite a bit, you know, significantly more delayed than that of the Luna. To make the fights a little difficult.
A little bit off the mark there, and Nightfall in the meantime again clears through the wave. They're hanging out there mid and getting very close, only 1,000 or so gold away for the Nightfall BKB.
There are some issues though, right? I mean, obviously Virtus.pro have been watching the games. They know what's happening. They understand that BKBs are going to be coming out on the earlier end in these games. You have some decent options versus BKBs. You of course have the global silence, but that comes out after. That could of course hamper you during your BKB and the efforts that you want to put out there. And you also have that Echo Slam. And you know, sometimes it functions a lot like a scythe, where it's this idea of just like, yeah, you have BKB, but I might catch you first.
Save there, stalking around this area. It almost looked like he wanted to get caught. Maybe that, you know, sort of bluff of there's vision over here or something. But Nightmares goes for the walk away, then Nightmares again.
I feel like he's almost wants a Dawnbreaker play, right? Like Solar Guardian and just come out globally.
Full lip left down on the ground there, but the Dawnbreaker shows up bottom. GPK going with the grip, trying to find a kill. The Ravage is there though. And the turnaround, the attempt, GPK still going in. The global afterwards, and now Remnant Sport, they've also got a fight on the other side. Nightfall trying to TP out. Do they have anything to control him? Yes, they do. So while the fight's going on bottom, they managed to kill off the Bristle. And the turnaround, though, looking for Team went in, but he gets punished hard.
Those are some good BKBs. That's what that was.
Wow.
That was painful. You see Echo Slam on the fight recap, and then you look at the damage, and you're just like, oh, I guess that wasn't a very good Echo there, guys. My bad.
Oh, man.
Dire's middle
and, you know, just a little bit of discombobulation across the map there. Some teams zigging when they should have zagged. And now a 5,000 gold lead for LGD.
I like these small rotations to cover from LGD. It's not full 5 hero panic, right? It's just 2 heroes 2P'ing down. Sure, you're using the Ravage, but it's enough that it forces out the global, and of course, you're still getting that kill in the mid lane. So yeah, certainly things going better for LGD at the moment. Not able to capture a major objective off that. They're not grabbing that Roshan or anything. But all things pointing in a good direction for them for sure. I will say, at the very least, GPK, after being a pretty active and aggressive hero here, was able to catch up quite a bit on the net worth.
Yeah, and it's much needed. I mean, again, you're running on that
second way down.
Yeah, it was a tough one.
Of course, that might just be some of his allies also faltering a little bit here, and perhaps, like, you know, DM not getting as much time in the jungle, starting to roam around and still hunting for that elusive Echo Slam.
I mean, he had one earlier, to be fair, but yeah, it's a tough one right now. You see all these potential openings there, and maybe a moment where they can find LGD grouped together, but it's just not happening. LGD are delaying the game, trying to slow it down and consolidate this lead they've been building.
You can see virtus.pro, I believe, starting to consider that next potential objective here for LGD. Should be going for the Roche. They want to D-ward around there, try and cover it, but it's hard to win the vision game versus a Visage.
Oh, that's a sneaky one. Love that ward there.
Oh, that's a real nice one.
And you can take a look here. You know, GPK, ever since that mid lane matchup has happened, he's just been on their side of the map. If you look down to the mini map there.
That's incredible.
Just absolutely playing on their side.
Few in the fountain, too.
Right. You're not wrong. But of course, this is sort of transitions now into him being a little bit behind and having to play a bit of catch-up. DM, again, farming down bottom. That Celestial Hammer is going to come back to XinQ.
It's a very explosive game. Things kind of, you know, very chill in between. Because everyone's kind of respecting each other, staying on their own sides, and then we get into the one big blow. Part of that also coming down to some of the larger cooldowns in this game. When you're trying to play around your own Ravage, the enemy team is watching for the global silence.
Right, and this is why I feel like I really like the Virtus.pro's draft in some ways, because you can see the way that Ember's supposed to go in, find the bait of the abilities to be used on him, and then gets out afterwards. And it just hasn't worked out that way yet, so you can understand the idea, but in practice it's looking a little bit rough.
Yeah, Faith Beyond No just marching with his agony scepter. You spot a hero, you throw out the gush, and there is a BKB here for Nightfall.
Nightfall, he walks into all of them. The rest of Virtus.pro is pretty far away, but still hanging on to that BKB. This could be they're not going to go for the fight.
Now he pops it.
Okay, and TP out. Manages to escape from that one, and now just going to walk right into the pit for LGD.
Yeah, didn't TP to the outpost or anything. Is running right back immediately. Salves up to has the Quicksilver Amulet, so he's running.
Taking down that Helm of the Dominator creep. And LGD maybe thinking they are able to get away with a free one there, but not to be the case.
And of course that ward, as you pointed out before, still sitting there, so they see some of these little rotations around the pit, and so they're going to go for the smoke wrap. Another smoke.
Oh, this could be big if they could find him. Up on the high ground, Nightfall is on the low ground. Kingslayer's the one that gets jumped on first, potentially. Has a no global if he wants it. But they're going to go for the pull down and the kill. Dead, but has buyback. So buyback global is an opportunity here. If they want to turn it, jump forward, fish around onto Y. Looking for the chase down. Do they have enough? They don't want to break that Kraken show, but the Ravage comes out. Going to connect onto only 2. Do they have any more afterwards? The Echo, it's not doing nearly enough. Virtus.pro have to run away in fear as LGD just won't let him go. The chase down one by one by one. LGD are just too damn good.
Things were looking so good up on the high ground there too. Like they kind of split the fight up into
sometimes you just fight as Luna in the pit with nobody nearby. There's a billion eclipse beams.
It's such a slow way the fight starts, right? It's just an Ags. Like you have so much time to react from this Ags gush, and they just kind of waddle at you. Faithbeyond's just walking in up top. They try and punish onto Y. And DM just, I mean, he's looking at this, sees two heroes, but BKB timing on the Ravage was good. The Eclipse comes out, but the BKBs, again, by the time he gets on cores, they're just getting the BKBs out. But back in the game there.
Wrap around there, finding themselves one, but GPK able to get out the last second. Save.
Nice save.
Well done.
You can save a word there. It's good. You know? Nice save.
That's there.
Must be why he plays the Bane.
Exactly. But yeah, 9,000 gold up right now for LGD with Aegis in hand on this Luna. We've seen so many times these Lunas just march down lanes and end them. But
consolation kill here. Oh no.
That guy's pretty good. That was a low 4-staff action.
No stuns on that pairing, unfortunately for them, so can't even find a little bit of a kill for themselves as they're going to lose their tier 2 tower up top. No way they're going to contest this Aegis BKB Luna, who also has the Eclipse coming back, and I feel like LGD might just kind of want to run at them a little bit more here, you know? Why sit back?
It's true. I mean, they can force the issue now if they want. They can play it a little bit more safe, get that next tier of items. Like, that's the strength of this lineup right here. And in the meantime, you can just keep on making these moves as well with nothing to say. It's a lot of damage out from that Tidebringer.
Yeah, he's still deathless this game, too. Same with Ame. There's 3, 4, and 5. There's a couple of feeders.
Apparently.
As far as I can tell.
We're doing okay, though. Yeah, it's a strong showing so far from LGD, as the Scotty is now going to be completed. And GPK trying to rally the troops with the chat wheel lines. This is what he's got to do. Put the team on his back. But will it work? And will it even be given an opening to make it work?
He's on possibly one of the most powerful heroes in the entire tournament in the Ember Spirit, I would say. Gives you a ton of potential. He's gone for one of the more playmaking builds with the Agonyms.
Oh, Nightfall. BKB, runaway, TP, and we'll get out of there.
At least they're probably going to have that for a while.
That's true.
The old BKB TP. Very, very unlikely we're going to find an answer to that anytime soon.
But in the meantime, it certainly doesn't feel great to have to use it in that fashion. And makes those fights that much more difficult. A chance, a hope, an opportunity. Lots of TPs coming in, though. The boat's going to be there afterwards. GPK finds one kill, but it's going to come at the cost of Save, who falls down. And meanwhile, wait, Luna left alone? Do they have a way to catch her? She still has BKB TP out. That'll keep Ame alive. So a trade of 1 for 1. I think you're happy with that if you're VP.
Checks up top. Bane's dead. Yeah, okay. Heading on home. And another 4-staff, I believe, just finished out here. So 4-staff for Y, 4-staff for Faith Beyond. These are just the coverage items, you know? Just in case the fight looks a little bit hairy, we'll get the 4-staffs out there and we'll be able to get the repositioning there for Ame and draw you deeper into the engagement. And virtus.pro, at this point, when you're down 9K, you're kind of hoping for the quick hit and out, but that can be very difficult when you're a Bristol lineup.
That's really the problem. I mean, that's where the Ember really shines, and why I feel like if you can get GPK maybe a couple more items here, start to boost up that damage somewhat, you can find an opportunity to blow up those supports. Going in for the Shiva's Guard next, but
Faith Beyond.
Don't look now.
Can he shock him here? I know, he's good.
They're going to give him a tip there, Save, wanting to rally his team as well. But
GPK really wants to waste as much time as possible here.
He has the Remnant out. Doesn't have a TP available.
No, up top team trying to capitalize on that chaos there by hopping onto Xingqiu. Xingqiu just right back up here. You know, no fear. Hold on to that tier 1.
Nothing to say. Tempting a little bit of fate there, but we'll back out afterwards.
All right, how do you find a kill as virtus.pro?
It's so difficult. The heroes are either tanky, or they got global help, or got BKBs. The game is hard.
It's got to be DM, right? DM's got to find some plays. You know, you never want to put a game on one person, but at this point, He has got to find something with his Earthshaker, and it can be tough. The vision game is difficult for them. They're fighting into the Visage. They're fighting into a team who's very strong when it comes to wards. Of course, you see this really deep one. I mean, I don't even remember when they were over here.
Yeah.
This thing's just down here. It spots all your couriers coming through. It spots when you're bringing smokes. The couriers tell the enemy team where you are, like this one flying right over. You know, maybe they don't have wards on other parts of the map, but they're going to see this little silencer courier and be like, oh, he's right over there. Oh, and they're actually going to see there's a gem on it now, too. So, a valuable bounty to be claimed.
If they can find the kills, and with seeing those couriers, LGD are going to make a smoke play now and head off towards the mid lane. Save is going to be there separate, but DM actually blinking in. Do they run into each other here?
Okay, DM. He keeps getting the big item. He's ready for the reveal. The blink, it didn't work out. The BKB, not so hot either. But this time, the Shadow Blade. Maybe this is his time.
Does he have it? There's maybe an opportunity there. Oh, walking in, breaking the smoke. But no, DM has already left, and Kingslayer going to fall. They've just not been able to, on Virtus.pro, hook together with all of their combo. Everybody's always off, having to push out those other side lanes.
And they're going for the sneaky play, but it's not so sneaky when you're under an Obs and a Sentry.
True.
GPK and save down here.
I mean, this just looks like...
they don't know saves there, right? You know, until... Then it wears off.
He's been playing with... consistently, I feel like, on this team, so much heart.
Oh, jeez. Now DM also running through a ward here, too. They're just getting destroyed on vision.
Maybe an opportunity to find a kill. They jump in, they jump out. DM still invis. They're going to run away now with save. The run down with nothing to say is there, and the Bane will fall.
Considering the vision LGD had, yeah, you'll take that, I feel.
Right.
Got yourselves one kill, you're behind, you're trading, that's going to give you the advantage. Ember also grabbing the kill, so a little bit more gold into GPK's pockets to help towards a eventual BKB for this Ember Spirit.
All right. Well, has the Aghanim Scepter done with that Maelstrom as well. And I believe that's another item coming out on the Courier, which should be the Shiva's Guard as well. So still very farmed, 11,000 gold lead. But every now and then, Virtus.pro, they're finding these pickoffs.
Oh, I see. He's gone for that instead. All right, GPK. I mean, that's the playmaking, right? You know, BKB is not going to win this game. That I can agree with for now. Just don't get hit.
There it is.
Yeah.
DM. An opportunity. Nearby. Echo to start. Half HP. Down low. Almost dead. Can they kill her? Yes. That's the quick combo that they needed with the global afterwards.
All right, GBK.
Virtus.pro. They feel like they found their moment, and they might have, as the chase down continues. Why? Running up to high ground, away from the Ancients. They don't have nothing to say nearby at all. And why? Likely to die here as he hides off on the other side, goes to stone form, comes out of it, and eventually in the dirt. Look at this, and this is right around the same time that Roche is capable of respawning.
All right, this Kunkka has a silver edge, and
wait a minute.
Luna has a silver edge.
Yeah, I hear ya.
Okay, but, you know, doesn't work very well when you don't hit your spells.
True.
There is that. But, yeah, you know, if you're trying to play behind Nightfall, because eventually he's going to have to get, you know, very involved in these engagements, it can be a bit tough playing through that break.
It is true, and it's something that's going to be concerning. Also, these items no longer sort of a burden to have to take. You sort of like being able to get them with the crit built in. It does only break for the 4 seconds, so they're going to have to find a kill in that duration. DM, again, the one that could break the smoke. GPK is there, the smoke breaks. DM still not visible.
They have a wide approach here from LGD. They're so spread out.
Nightfall, going to walk into all. Have that silver edge going. DM hides back behind, waiting for the opening. The fissure, it connects on a 3. The echo afterwards, a ton of damage out, and the Fiend's Grip to boot. GPK runs through them all. The Ravage is out, and now the turn. Ame, he's mad, he's in control. The right clicks come through in the Glaives. They're doing way too much damage. Fissure one more time again. GPK, how are you living? You're not. Never mind, you're done. Just like that, LGD pull it back. It was looking so bad for a moment, and now the buyback. GPK runs back in, triple kill for him now. Wants to find that kill onto Y, won't get it. The double buyback secures a couple more pickoffs. but just mayhem in the river.
Yeah, the river runs red with everyone's blood right now. And again, this is a situation where virtus.pro, they're very far behind. So yeah, it costs a couple buybacks, sure, not great, but you are definitely, you know, at least feeling like you can keep fighting in this game right now, whereas it was a bit rough for a second there. Man, I thought that it was going to look a little bit rougher here too, because DM coming through, watching for this Echo Slam, right? This is the play again, gets in there before the BKBs are popped. Now the main problem was Ame, of course, sitting there just slaying this entire time, throwing out this big damage, but they do focus the other cores down first, right? Take away that control from the Kunkka, try and get the Tide after the Ravage, and deal with Ame in the end.
And just right there, you can see how close he was, but one last round there. The Soul Assumption doing so much damage, and then of course the buyback after he got the Remnant down. GBK knew that Soul Assumption was going to kill him and made sure to get out after.
This will do wonders for GBK's net worth too, of course. You know, like, you bought back, that part's a little bit painful. Came back, got a kill though, and of course you're farming the entire map by yourself. He was the only core left standing. Has the BKB done, and really it's the levels there as well. You can see now up to 26. Went for the 2 Sleight of Fist charges. So, wow, he is well ahead on the XP. The next highest, at least on the enemy team, is 24.25. This is going to be an interesting timing. How much can he get done with this advantage that he's been able to build up? Still, again, 10k gold into the lead there of LGD, but the Remnant in. They're hungry. They want to find these kills. As they walk forward, Y going to be controlled. Bait beyond. BKB out from DM though. Goes in biz afterwards. Broken. Oh, he's controlled. Echo done. The break on the Tide Hunter, absolutely beautiful from DM. And now the grip onto Ame. They want to kill him in time. Do they have enough? No. Ame with the turn. Ame, are you kidding me? What in the hell was that? Ame lives, but that finally goes down. One last hit. Oh my goodness, save. You did it to him. At least he finds that in the end. There's some buybacks here all around. But that's got to feel good for LGD. Finally taking a decisive victory in an engagement. Absolutely ridiculous. The Roche is up. Everyone knows it's a major contesting point in this game. And somehow able to get Ame back standing, not finished off there by that grip. My goodness. The rum buff, I mean, everything just keeping him alive there in the end. And the Solar Guardian, all for Ame. I mean, and the Silver Edge as well there on the Tide Hunter to get him broken from the Kraken as well. It's a bit of a mess. Don't worry, in the main game, we're all good here. They're just Roshan by themselves. And Y, of course, you know, kind of pulls them in. Nightfall is basically just gaining vision. He runs in first, sees what's going on in the team fight, and that's what Save and DM are mostly trying to play around. There's that break you're looking for, the finish with the Echo Slam, and then after the Stone Form, Nightfall can go back, get the finish. But there, again, getting the grab onto the Luna. Oh, he got so low, too. 600, 100, 180 HP. Like, really? That is at least Save gets the big reach at the end there after the Nightmare for the kill. That would have, I mean, if Ame lived there, that's it all. That's the game almost, it feels like. But as it stands, can feel the hype in the booth. Teams getting ready. Upper bracket is no place to mess around. I can tell you one benefit there for virtus.pro is that Luna doesn't have the Aegis. They grab that, they put it onto Nothing to Say's Kunkka. And, you know, when you actually want to hit buildings and go high ground, you'd probably rather have it on the Luna, especially with all these 4-staffs they have too, where they can really mess around with the initiations from virtus.pro. Oh, I see Faith Beyond just found, was that a gem? Might have run around somewhere? Okay, maybe I'm just crazy. Thought I saw something on his head. But nonetheless, 27-17. And even though it's felt at various times like virtus.pro are just on the verge of breaking it through, this net worth lead continues to go into the favor of LGD. The veteran squad giving it all out here.
Double damage.
Aghanim Scepter done for Bane though. We got the triple Fiend script. Oh, I've been waiting on that for quite a while. Also a Assault Crest there too for the Bristle, so just like gaining more and more power here for Nightfall. Already 40 minutes into this game, and can see LGD starting to feel a little bit more bold, crossing the river, putting the pressure now on to this young VP team. They can move very confidently right now with Y having the birds and having the gem. They can check for all this vision. And I don't see any obs with them right now. So they've got one up in the dire triangle. I can see all of it, virtus.pro right now, with the exception of GBK hanging out
on that bottom side of the map. And nothing to say with the DD now wearing out is going to go for a couple quick hits there onto that tier 3 tower and go for the slow, steady, safe siege.
Are fortified.
Yeah, just Wyatt's throwing the birds at the tower there. Not too concerned. Looking towards a eventual scythe, maybe. High aspirations from a support player.
Thank you. Walks out, finds DM. The fissure is there. But seeing and sensing the danger come in their direction, the rest of EP are going to blink and TP out.
Jeez, that's got to be temp. Please don't TP next to me. Like, is that really what you want? Seen that end too poorly several times, but they'll be all right this time. They're just trying to delay the game. They're catching waves as far away from LGD as they can. They do not want to fight into this Aegis. They'd love to get a couple picks, though. They're going to smoke into their base. They don't have the best vision. They have an idea about where the tide is at the very least. They just saw him a moment ago, and they're going to find themselves an invis rune here, too.
Well, and that one's going to be picked up by Nightfall now. As, again, the move through the river, Dire scanning, hoping to find somebody in the triangle. They're a couple of seconds early. Ame, does he dare step up high ground or just reveal himself on these creeps? And virtus.pro recognizing this, they're going to get some vision down now. Hold this area. And LGD, are they going to tempt fate and go up there as well? Doesn't look like it. I have a feeling that they recognize where virtus.pro are right now, and now Nightfall shows, nothing to say, knows he's going to be farming this camp, walks in, slow down from the gush, has that Aegis on nothing to say, just walks into all of them, the big clave afterwards, oh, and the connection, that's going to be a big one on a Nightfall. There's the BKB, global silence used already, trying to turn, trying to go into this fight, but Bane caught alone, he's going to get absolutely decimated, and virtus.pro might not go great, but they will find another, DM jumps in, they're not enough damage though! Oh, and Ame in the back lines is just going absolutely ham as they run them down one by one. Hex is out, the slow steady burn as they find Kingslayer and also gonna foul Nightfall. Another victory there for LGD, and now what a tremendous mountain they're gonna have to climb to pull this one back.
Ame's just picking up change on the sidewalk there, walking through TPing heroes with no BKBs as a Luna. One stun for you, one for the other. No chance of getting away. And virtus.pro, game one starting to slip here. You can only imagine the LG are going to start going high ground. That age is working out fantastically for them. 15 seconds left. Obviously, you know, they don't really need it at the moment. Not looking like a big, strong force here to contest from virtus.pro. They have the sense that, you know, Bristle, they know that buyback's not back for 2 full minutes here. And this is a Luna, ladies and gentlemen. We might be looking at the end, depending on how fast they want to push it.
It's going to go so quickly. And yes, you mentioned no buybacks. LGD sensing a little bit of blood in the water, looking for an opening, and the Hex is there. They catch GPK. He is going to fall. Kingslayer also in trouble as they run him down. The grip is out, but is it enough? Nothing to say. Turns forward, tries to find GPK. He's down to a quarter HP as they set their sights on taking down this Dawnbreaker first. But the real carry is in their base. The buyback comes out. LGD, they turn on to GPK, find that kill, focus down the Ancient. Another buyback coming this time from Gunka. But in the end, it is all too much as they turn in, take the Ancient, and go up 1-0 in the series.
LGD